Hello everyone, my name is Ian. Welcome back to my hobby YouTube channel in brief book and film reviews. So today I'd like to review a book that I read quite a long while ago, actually many years ago. The reason why I wanted to review this book because at the moment I haven't had a lot of time being so busy to read a book. So I was just looking for books that I've read previously and that I'd forgotten about. And this one ticked all the boxes, and that it's a really interesting book, and that it wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea, definitely, in that, for the subject that it was in. And also, you read one of these books, it's kind of like you read a lot of them, and that, but it's definitely one that I enjoyed reading when I did read it. This book is called, I have to get this name correctly, and that No Angel. No Angel, My Undercover Journey to the Dark Heart of the Hells Angels. This book was written by Dobyns. J Bud, I think is his nickname, J Bud. The pages are 252 pages long. The publisher was Cannongate Books, and the author was obviously J. Dobyns, and his assist was Miles Johnson Shelton. Okay, so this book from start to finish was really interesting. So Jay would have been started off his career in undercover work. He started his career with the ATF, sorry, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosive undercover agent. Within the force, I think it was two weeks or so, he went undercover and he was held hostage. He was shot. While being told to get into a car and stuff. I think it was shot into his lungs and it came out through his chest. It was told a story how that he could have taken his like a disability allowance by the state and that, and he refused to. He wanted to get back on the saddle and that and keep going in his pursuit of being a really good undercover agent. To his credit, he got back in on the duty after, I think it was about 4 or 5 months, and he was out there trying to take on the bad guys again. Jay would have been, he explains all this in the story. From his childhood, he would have been brought up in, I think it was Arizona, and he was a really good American football player, winning multiple awards and stuff and that. So within the book itself, it goes specifically into his dealings with the Hells Angel, going undercover and infiltrating their organization and stuff, and that. The book itself gives great detail. Jay goes into great detail about how it was hard enough just trying not to get his case, or his undercover work blown, his identity blown, and that, by the Hells Angels and stuff, because nowadays a lot of them, the organizations, they do tracking. They kind of like try and get people sussed out who they are and stuff and that, and back then it wouldn't have been as much as what would be obviously today and that, but he was finding it very hard in that, and he had to do, like, make sure all the boxes were ticked basically, in order for him to stay alive, and not get his undercover operation blown. That in itself was really good. Like, he was telling of the details, undercover work on that. He then talks about, within the book, also about a specific time with the Hells Angels and the Mongols. I think it went on for a couple of chapters where they had a gunfight, punch up basically, also in a Nevada casino, somewhere in the desert and that. And this is very informative also, and that this book actually took me quite a long time to read, not because of the pages or the length of the time, but it was more so because it's one of those books when you look at the Mongols, or who are them, then you read up on the Mongols and you go into them and you read up on them, and it might be a certain character, so what's he all about, and then you read up about him and stuff. So it was drawn out. It took me a while to do that because I was going into specifics and stuff and that, within the book. There's a lot of there's a lot of bravado in that, within the book, and that, when Jay talks about his adventures within the ATF. It's a bit like one of the books that I reviewed a while ago, and that the agent and that, the dark art of the opium and stuff. Yeah, but all in all, it was a fantastic book, really excellent reading that, and I really enjoyed reading the book. It gives an example also as how severe, like, I mean, I remember growing up and looking at the Hells Angels. I knew they were like bad guys, obviously, and stuff, but I didn't think they were as bad as what Jay had, had kind of portrayed him there within the book, and that, and this is an agent, and he's, although like some of the the stories might get a bit over elaborated and stuff, and that there was incidents there within the book, that it was definitely would have been telling the truth there and stuff. So I thought it was really good. There was one incident in a book as well that was really heartfelt, and that where it was talking, you could really feel it, like kind of like when you're reading it, it's kind of sickened you. There's a couple of, in every most organization, you always get one or two runaways, and that that do a lot of really bad stuff, and that, and over the top kind of antics. And they talked about specifically about how a woman got involved with one of them, one Hells Angels, and in front of this Hells Angels member, her boyfriend, she got a bit too mouthy in front of his friend as well, and unfortunately it cost her life, and that but the details they went into in regards to that was really, really sad, and that but all in all, it was really, really, really educational book, and it kind of makes you look about I think in one of the reviews I read up about it, and that it was saying like one book reader was saying it made him really think about what his morals and stuff, and that and you see, like, I'm not saying like all but biker clubs and that, people that own bikes and that they do bad things. Of course they don't. There's like some really good people out there on motorcycle clubs and stuff, do a lot of good stuff for charity work and that, but you do get runaway groups and stuff, and that do get involved in really bad serious stuff, and that and they take it to the absolute extremes, and it's sad. But Jay kind of elaborates on all of that as you read it, and that. So I just wanted to come online and give a quick book review for this in brief, and that's it for me for this week. I'm looking forward to doing more next week. I've got a couple of really good films and a couple of really good books that I want to review also down the line. So stay tuned for that. I wish everyone a very happy and blessed new year. It's the 8th today, 8th of January, and that, so we're still very much in the new year, and I wish everyone a very blessed and happy new year. As I always say, it's not what you have, it's not what you haven't got, it's what you do have, and make good use of it, and that. So everyone stay blessed, stay positive, and hope all is well. Take care.